It's week 282. I'm in the midst of a planned power outage here in Yangon. System maintenance. Anyway, here's the song. My daddy left home when I was 3. He didn't leave much to Ma and me. Just this old ukulele and an empty bottle of booze. Now I don't blame him because he ran and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke and got a lot of laughs from a lot of folks, and it seems I had to fight the whole way through. Some gal would giggle and I'd get red, some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. I grew up quick, but I grew up mean. My fists got hard, and my wits got mean, and I'd roam from town to town to hide my shame. But I made a vow to the moon and stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and bars, and I'd kill that man who gave me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I'd just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, and there at a table, dealing studs, sat a dirty mangy dog named me Sue. Well, I knew that a mistake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. I knew that scar in his cheek and his evil eyes. Well, he was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue, how do you do? Now you're gonna die!" Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, he came up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. So I busted a chair across his teeth, and he crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and gouging the mud and the beer and the blood and the beer. Oh, yeah. I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and bit like a crocodile. I heard him laugh, and then I heard him cuss, and then he went for his gun, but I pilled mine first. And he stood there looking at me, and I saw him smile. And he said, "Son, this world is rough. If a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough." I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name, and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die. And it's this name that made you strong. And he said, "Now you have fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me. You got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, because I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue." I got all choked up and I threw down my gun and I called him Pa and he called me son. And I came away with a different point of view. I think about him every now and then, and every time I try, and every time I win, and every time I ever have a son, I think I'm going to name him Bill or George or anything but Gilbert.